Today we're going to have a very interesting and exciting session in which students of photojournalism are going to ask Mr. Navroz Contractor about photography and photojournalism.
So how can we make sure that the things that we want to convey through our photographs can be understood by the audience without having the chances of misinterpretation?
You can't be sure, because everybody will look at the photograph the way they are conditioned. What you asked just now, there is the opposite question of that,
Okay, so how can we make sure that...
You cannot make sure.
Okay, so we have to go with our guts. That's it.
Yeah, we have to go with our own conviction. See, I'll tell you what happens, that if you take a picture of a fisherwoman selling fish, so somebody can say, wow, look at all the fantastic fish there in the picture. Somebody will say, some guy will say, oh, look at her sitting in all this filth here, man, look at where she is sitting. So depending on what you are doing and where you are and everything like that, we all know fish markets are not clean, but some people can see that and some people don't see that, and some people will make a comment on that. So you can't be sure. I mean, once you put your picture into an exhibition or you show your film like I showed yesterday and I am going to show today, then you are in public domain, and the public will make up their minds whether they like it or don't like it, or want to ask questions or want to go a little further deep into it, or if they are confused or whatever it is. But as long as it makes them think little bit more than passing your picture, then it is a successful picture. And if you go to an exhibition today, what people do in an exhibition, they take their cell phone, put it on movie, and they just go like this and go away. That's happened to me many times. They will come into the exhibition and put it on film mode, and they will go like, I thought maybe he will go home and look at it carefully or something like that. But it's not like that, they are all blurs. Or some people just stop at every frame.
In disastrous events like floods, earthquake, or communal riots, what would you like to suggest us to be careful about?
They're all, say, one side is natural calamity, one side is violence perpetrated by people like yourself, because in a riot situation it is not like war, because you don't know who your enemy is. Somebody will be sitting next to you and then he will throw a stone at you. You don't know which side he belongs to. Or when you look at the people in front and look at the people on this side, they all look the same. But in a war situation, they are wearing different uniforms. So you at least know who is your enemy. So a riot situation is very difficult. You have to be aware that you don't get hurt. There is one very good film by a great photographer called Haskell Wexler, and the name of the film it's on YouTube, called Medium Cool. Okay, Medium Cool. And this photographer, he's a big time Hollywood photographer. In fact, he just passed away. He's done fantastic films and all that. So it is a story about a television news cameraman. So they are going in a car. These fellows are going to the film starts with that they are going in a car, and in front of them there is a terrible accident. So the car turns over, but the person inside the woman inside is alive, bleeding profusely, screaming for help and all that. So these two guys, they're guys like, they get into an argument. Should we help her or should we take the shot first? They are on a job. It is their job to take the shot. But as human beings, they are also to help them. And the whole film is about this question. Where is your duty as your job, and where is your duty as a human being? So they finally come to the conclusion at the end of the film that let's call the ambulance first and then start shooting. I mean, they come to that kind of a conclusion. We all can come to different kinds of conclusions, But it's all, if you are shooting floods, you have to be careful that you don't get washed away. If you are shooting earthquake, you have to be careful that you are not in that zone that you will get, But in photojournalism, wherever there is any kind of violence involved, violence in the sense, it doesn't mean violence of only physical violence, but in the sense of even emotional violence, You have to be careful and you have to be in it, but you have to be so careful that you don't get bashed up. It's a cutting, it's a very small line, that because today what is happening, that wherever you go, if there is any situation which is slightly complex, people don't want you to take photographs. You know, first thing they say, don't take a picture. But our job is to take a picture, and if we don't take a picture, then if you make a photojournalist stop taking pictures, you are making the whole world blind, right? It's like that. Now there is another kind of journalism that I don't know whether you guys have seen it or not. It is not in our domain, but there is radio journalism. Have you heard stories? They are fantastic, absolutely. You listen to BBC World Service, and every single day they have some different stories. They have a story on sports, they have a story on human behavior, they have a story on crime, but it's all words, you know. And actually, as if they say the story so well that you can imagine everything, that you know, they are walking on the street, what is in the street, what is the shops they are passing, what is it, who is looking at them, who is not looking at them, and all in 10 minutes. So our photographs should say all this without somebody writing huge things below it, hopefully.
There is a story in a photograph, but the time of taking that photo, there's a handshake happened from the photographer. So some technical errors are there in photo. Is a photo is acceptable or not?
First of all, if it is out of focus and it is shaken, it is rejected. Poos. That's one thing. Depends on what the content is. If you are standing in a position where Mrs. Gandhi was shot and you have that picture, and no matter how bad the print is and how bad your hand was shaken and how much you were pushed, that picture has got worth millions of rupees. So then it only depends on the content, you know. But in general terms, if you can't get it, if you can't write a sentence with wrong spellings and wrong grammar and get it published, समझे नहीं आप? It's a very simple thing. But if you are seeing something that is so horrific, and say you are standing and you want to announce that tsunami is coming, then whichever way you say it will be valid, because it's a matter of life and death, you know, for hundreds of thousands of people. Technically, if you make a glitch, then it is rejected. Simple. The whole idea of being a photographer and training yourself is that your hand should not shake, right? That's all basic.
We hope that you've enjoyed the interaction of Mr. Navroz Contractor with the students. They have many more questions to ask him, and we're going to continue in the next video.